Happy holidays. Hi, I'm Joey M. And here we are in Chefs again, but this time it's a little different time of the year. We're right approaching Christmas. We're only a few weeks out, and I invited Sam and the crew to come over to the house. We're going to just give you a lesson on doing some simple baking. Nothing major today, just something that'll make it easy for you during the holiday season, and you can throw some kind of cookies or biscuits and throw them out there for your company. But today we're going to do some biscuit and pizzelles. So you just come into my kitchen here, and we're going to start you off. All right, we're going to do a single batch of biscuit. This is really a simple recipe. A lot of people make biscuits different ways, and this is kind of not a real hearty, heavy biscuit. It's more of a light biscuit, and you could eat it as a sponge, or you can, if you cut it, you toast it. And that's the way we're going to do it today. So let me start this off with you. You need 6 eggs. Keep them room temperature. And that doesn't mean let them sit out all night. Let them sit out for about an hour. You don't want to have any kind of bacteria or anything like that. And just go down like that. 6 eggs. We'll put them on this, put my paddle on. You can use a whip if you have a whip. I like using the paddle. And then I have 2 cups of sugar. All right? They put the sugar in there. And you're going to let it all whip together. Keep it on about a medium. Let it beat for a couple minutes till it all incorporates. Right now it's like a real yellow color. You want it more of a pale yellow. And that means it's all incorporated in there together. The other ingredients you're going to need for this is aniseed, butter, melted butter, 3 sticks of melted butter. Now, you can use oil or you can use margarine, whatever you prefer. And I've used all 3. Today I'm using butter. We feel like building up the cholesterol a little bit. And some vanilla. 4 cups of flour and baking powder. And I'll show you this as we go along. Now this is getting there. Now you don't have to use aniseed if you don't want to. You could use an almond flavor. You could use lemon, zest of lemon, orange, whatever you feel like doing. You know, there's a little bit of discipline in baking, but when it comes to the amounts of flour, baking powder, stuff like that. But for flavor, you can be creative. It makes it your own dish. And I was taught this way by this woman. She taught me this recipe, just aniseed. You can use anise oil. I'm not a big fan of anise oil. I will use it, but I'm not a big fan of it. All right, now we're going to slow this down. We're just going to put it on stir. Real slow. And I better put my glasses on because I cannot see without my glasses. I can sing without my glasses, but I can't see without my glasses. All right. We're going to put we're going to put 3 teaspoons of aniseed. We're going to put about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm not going to measure. I can usually judge on that. It's pretty simple. You're going to put your butter in. And the butter, you put it in the microwave. If you don't have a microwave, put it on the stove and melt it in a pot. But put it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, high heat, and it'll be melted. Let it cool off. Don't put it in hot. You start to cook the egg. You don't want to do that. All right. Now that's moving in there nice. I'm just going to shut this off because I want to drop this down a little bit. And I'm going to put 4 cups of flour. Now, that's what the recipe is. You don't have to Like if you're making certain cookie doughs or something like that, especially Italian cookie dough, you usually judge, and you can feel the way the dough is going. But this calls for 4 cups of flour and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Make sure your baking powder is fresh. And I mean by fresh, it does expire. So you check your date on your container. It's usually good for a year or 2, but just take this easy. All right. Now we're letting it work. And this is pretty simple. This is not really a hard recipe to do. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have time to bake. I can't do this. I can't do that." You know what? I'm in a restaurant. You know how hard it is to get out of the restaurant and do things? But every time you have some time together or by yourself, what I try to do, and today I don't really need any help for this, but if I do a bunch of different cookies, invite your friends over or tell your kids to come over if they're not living at home with you, or ask mom to come over. And you just make some cookies. This is what we lack today, keeping the families together. It really is, it's a lot of fun to do it. Everybody does their chore, they clean up, they help you clean up, and then you say, well, what are we going to do about the food to eat? Water out, or you throw a pot of water on and fry a little garlic and oil, make a dish eye oil, feed everybody. I'll tell you what, I've had people in here, maybe 4 or 5 people come in here at a time to help me when I do some heavy baking. Like I said, today this is pretty easy. Okay, this is the dough. Now, this dough, this is what it looks like. You can see that, all right? It's nice, it's light. What you need to do with this dough is refrigerate it. At least an hour, or a little bit more. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do once we have one already made, so I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I took a dough out of the refrigerator already, and I'm going to show you how to do this. And you need to grease your pan. I'm using Pam. If you don't have Pam, don't fret. You don't need Pam. Get a little napkin, put a little oil, vegetable oil on the pan, and just slightly grease the pan. All right. Now the dough, I'm going to use my hands. My hands are clean, by the way. You got the dough in your hands, and just kind of form it, and you put it on the pan. Now, this will spread. This will not come out looking like this, and I'll show you. It spreads out to be pretty big. This should be a little smaller one. I actually have one in the oven already, so we can show you what to do. And if it sticks to your hands, put a little oil in your hands, put Pam, butter, margarine, whatever you want to use. Just rub your hands down, and you put it in. Now, to the magic of TV, this one here is extremely big. You're going to see it come out of the oven. But it's ready to go at 350 for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Now, you see this here? I'm sure you saw biscuit this big. It's not the prettiest, perfect shape here, but you can clean it up. And what I mean by clean it up, you can cool it down just a hair, but I'll just give you an idea. You can kind of clean the edges off like that. And don't waste it. Put it aside. Eat it. Let the kids eat it. You see how it's starting to shape up? And then you make your biscuit. And you cut them like this.